Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Asian Psycho, and this is going to be the GP Rare episode of the AK47 family and Exploring Arsenal series with me, Asian Psycho, aka Sniper98. You know the drill, guys. And this time we're going to be taking a look at, like I said, the GP Rare variant of the AK47, the AK103. And now, just a little heads up, I do kind of tear it up on these guys in this video. These guys weren't the best, but I mean, it does demonstrate the power of the AK103. It's just that because these guys' skill levels weren't exactly over 9,000, I feel like the performance of the AK103 you see in this video is kind of exaggerated almost, because against, like, I don't want to say pros, but against people who know what they're doing at least, the AK103's performance isn't going to be quite as good, but still you can do some serious damage with it. My English is being tainted by my Asianness. Anyways, so let's get right into the stats of the AK103. So statistically speaking, the AK103 is exactly the same as the AK47, except it has 2 less recoil. Now, what this is going to mean for you is that the recoil itself, like this, like the kickback and the controllability part, is for the most part going to be about the same. The AK103 and the AK47 both have very high recoil, nonetheless, and it's just hard to control the recoil if you're just starting to use the AK series and you're not very used to like heavy recoil guns like the AK47 and other guns such as that. However, the 2-point reduction in recoil will mean this: the spread will not enlarge as fast. Of course, this is just a subjective kind of talk, and I know that some of you out there will disagree on what the true effect of this 2-point reduction in recoil will mean for people using this gun. But to me, in my personal opinion, the 2-point reduction in recoil means less time or more time for you to put in those first few shots, because as you probably know, in combat arms, any gun, your first few shots will matter the most, because if you go full auto, those first few shots will have the most chance of hitting your target, and after that, if you just go spraying and praying, then obviously your subsequent shots will have less of a chance of hitting. So that's why the 2-point reduction in recoil for the AK103 over its original AK47 is extremely important, because, like I said, it affects the recoil spread, and in that it doesn't let the spread enlarge as fast. Mind you, it will enlarge really fast. It's just that it'll have like maybe a split second or two more to allow you to kind of hit your targets with those first few bullets before it starts enlarging and going out of hand and going all wild and shit. And yeah, pretty much in terms of statistics alone, that's the only difference between that and the AK47. In fact, amongst all the AK47 variants, the recoil factor is the only thing that has changed when looking at pure statistics. Of course, the AK103 itself looks different, and it's got, I mean, this is all trivia stuff, but it's got different reload animation, what is it? Not reload speed, but reload animation. I think I already said that just now. Draw animation, sprinting animation. All those are different, because I mean the AK103, it does have that integrated foregrip that does represent the fact that it does have reduced recoil. Because whenever you see a foregrip on a gun, it usually means that it's there for recoil reduction. And also, it's got a pretty sick black camo. So if you guys are if you guys like playing on really dark maps, the AK103 is perfect for you, because it's got that sleek black camo, and you won't be able to be seen as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the AK103 review. The only thing that has differed is, like I said, like I keep mentioning, the recoil, which, in case you guys haven't been listening at all for the past, 4.5 minutes, it has a 2-point reduction in recoil over the original AK47. And as you can see here, I'm using the AK103 in conjunction with the original AK47s, just for comparison's sake and whatnot. Also, you see me here using the ITEC scope. For whatever reason, I always like putting ACOG scopes on the AK47, but on the AK103, I love putting the ITEC scope on it. I don't know why. Don't ask me why I do this. I used to put ITEC scopes on my AK47, but it just didn't quite feel right. But then on the AK103, the ITEC scope really fit it perfectly. And I mean, I really recommend either scope because the AK103, the AK47 family, all the variants have very good accuracy. In fact, they've got one of the best accuracies for whatever reason. Because in real life, they don't really have that much of a good accuracy. But whatever. In case you guys don't know what the accuracy stat is, they all have 90 accuracy. So it's the same as a G36E. You can really do some serious long-range damage with this thing. And, I don't know. The ITEC scopes are really good on the AK103 or the AK47 family in general because the ITEC scope, because of its lower magnification, it'll kind of absorb. If you guys know what I mean, it kind of absorbs the shock from the recoil that you feel from each shot. The AK, when you have an ACOG on it, it kind of exaggerates the recoil a little bit. If you guys can understand what I mean at that too. So on the ITEC, I feel like it's really comfortable with on the AK103. It's just my personal opinion. I honestly don't really care what kind of scope you use with the AK103 because it's pretty good with any scope, surprisingly enough. Even though I prefer ACOG scopes over ITECs because of its higher magnification. But yeah, that's about it for the AK103 gameplay and review. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. And once again, it is a very good gun. And also, before I forget, I need to tell you guys at what rank you guys can unlock this baby. At Lieutenant Colonel 3. So if you guys are not Lieutenant Colonel 3 yet, I suggest you guys start spamming those Miss G cases for this gun. Because if you do get this gun, it is quite worth it. Use it to its fullest advantage. And yeah, you should be very golden. Though I would like to emphasize the fact that it still does have very, very hefty recoil. So if you're not careful, you're gonna start sucking with this gun and keep complaining like, oh, why isn't it doing as well as Asian Psycho said it will? That's probably because you're not controlling the recoil, boy. And controlling the recoil is the first thing that you need to do, and you need to learn in order to make it as best as or so that you can make it reach its fullest potential as you can go. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this review has kind of swayed you guys to using an AK103 a little bit more. And in the next episode, we're going to be covering the AK103 gold plated. So, see you then.